Turning now to our Money Watch, new data released today is giving us a better look at how you are feeling about the economy. These latest numbers come as tariff jitters are sending uncertainty across the United States. So let's get to CBS News business analyst Jill Schlesinger. And Jill, good to see you today. What is this data telling us?
Well, I think it's what we've known for the last few weeks. We've had a number of reports that have shown that people are really worried about the economy and also that they're really worried about inflation. So when we look at a University of Michigan Sentiment Index, we get a preliminary reading a couple of weeks ago. This is the final reading for the month of March. And it really does show that Americans are feeling like just as the embers of inflation are still kind of smoldering, that it could ignite and there could be inflation again. And while we don't think there's going to be inflation way back in the terrible post-pandemic surge, it is clear that Americans believe that the inflation rate, which is now running at just below 3%, could rise to closer to 4%. That would be a significant change. And when we believe things are happening and we feel it in our bellies, the fear is among economists that those feelings translate into actions. So if we see that Americans are pulling back on their spending, that could be a signal that the economic growth that we've seen over the last couple of years could slow down much more dramatically.
Oh, and what is the latest CBS polling telling us about Americans and their outlook on the economy?
I mean, it's the exact same thing. I think that every single poll that we have seen and every single indicator is quite clearly pointing to an interesting fact. First of all, what we know is that this is among all income levels, different races, different political parties. People are nervous right now. But look, as we are going ahead and we feel these feelings, again, unless that translates into a difference in the way we're spending money, then, they're feelings. It might spook you, but if you're still spending money, it's not going to harm the economy. We are concerned with the overall growth rate of the economy because even before all of the tariff talk began, even early in January, there was evidence that consumers were a little tapped out after spending pretty robustly in the last 6 months of last year. So what I think is important here is we really know that we're slowing down. Whether or not that slowdown translates into a more pronounced downturn that could turn into a recession, we don't know that yet. So there's no reason to start freaking out about it until we have data to confirm it.
Okay, and Jill, I have to ask you about tariffs. How are recent tariff announcements tying into all of this? What is the latest on market reaction?
It's very interesting. I interviewed an economist at KPMG. Her name is Diane Swank. And I think she pointed out something to me that's very obvious when you say it out loud. But that is, as human beings, when we get just this wild flow of information, and let's just think about it with tariffs, on again, off again, this one, that one, retaliation, it creates uncertainty in us. That's the uncertainty that we are seeing, that fall in confidence. That's what we're seeing in these surveys. Now, when the tariffs actually hit, if prices rise, what we could see is the inflation rate start to tick up again. Again, it's not going up to 9%, probably closer to 3.5%. What we really have to hold on to see is whether this is a short-term impact or a longer-term one. Again, we're not very good. We're not patient. We're human beings. We need to be very clear that all the information that comes to us, we still have to look at our own household. You would only spend based on your confidence in your own household. So, honestly, people will say to me, like, is it okay if I go out and buy a car right now? You know what? If you were planning to buy a car, go out and buy a car before those tariff prices start to push prices up. But don't just buy a car because tariffs are coming. If you needed to and you can afford it, go ahead and do it.
Jill, as always, thank you so much for your insight. Have a great Friday.